Hello again. Some months ago, there was a very strong public clamour for a national inquiry into the scandal of the grooming gangs in places like Oxford, Rotherham, Rochdale, Bradford, Huddersfield, and Bristol, to name but a few. These cases all involved young white girls being systematically abused by large groups of men of Pakistani heritage. Because of the racial aspects of the thing, the Labour Party has always been a little hesitant in acknowledging, let alone dealing with, the scale of the phenomenon. I need hardly mention that the Labour Party relies heavily upon the Muslim vote. Everybody keeps hoping that it would all just die down and we could simply forget about the victims. Every time this seems to be happening, another major case would erupt. The result has been that many of us have never really forgotten about it. Because of the demands in January that a national inquiry should be launched, the Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, finally announced on January the 19th that there would be 5 local inquiries into the grooming gangs. This was quite unambiguous. Even the BBC reported it with no ifs or buts. In the description to this video, I give a link to the BBC report of what the Home Secretary said on January the 19th, and I quote, Home Secretary Yvette Cooper has announced plans for a national review of grooming gang evidence and 5 government-backed local inquiries. We are further told that top lawyer Tom Crowther, who led an inquiry in Telford, would help Oldham and 4 other pilot areas yet to be named develop their own reviews. Cooper also announced a rapid 3-month national audit headed by veteran government troubleshooter Baroness Louise Casey to examine the demographics of the gangs and their victims, as well as cultural drivers behind the offending. All this could hardly be clearer. It fell short of what many people wanted, which was a national inquiry, but it was something. A quarter of an hour before Parliament broke up for the Easter recess yesterday, Jess Phillips, the Home Office Minister, casually mentioned that we got it all wrong. The government would certainly give money to 5 areas so that they could use it as they saw fit for things to do with the grooming gangs, but this would not necessarily be for holding an inquiry. It might rather be for what she described as more bespoke work, including local victims panels or locally led audits of the handling of historical cases. This decision was made following feedback from the areas where the inquiries were to have taken place. Now they will each be given £1 million to spend in whatever way they see fit on those affected by the grooming gangs. One does not need to be psychic to know exactly what that feedback from local authorities like Oldham consisted of. It may be summed up as, what, you want an open inquiry? Are you quite mad? What will happen to the Muslim vote round here if we start asking awkward questions about Pakistani child abusers? Why can't we just use the money to pay off the victims and encourage them to keep their mouths shut? I wonder if any viewers think that I am wrong in my estimation of the feedback of which Jet Phillips spoke. As for that top lawyer whom Yvette Cooper spoke of in January, Tom Crowther, the man who led the inquiry in Telford, and whom the Home Secretary said would be a key figure in the coming 5 inquiries, he has been quietly dropped. Crowther told the Home Affairs Committee last week that had been left confused about his role, and he'd even asked whether he was needed at all amid a lack of communication from the Home Office. The bottom line here is that the chances of any of those 5 local inquiries taking place are practically zero. And in a few months' time, the government hoped that we should have forgotten all about grooming gangs and begun to think about something else entirely. In the description to this video, I give a link to a news item about this affair.